and he gave up. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Top Tier TCG, where we talk about different decks and strategies on how to play them. For today's video, we're talking about this first place championship in Miyagi Japan deck, and it's your wonderful friend Dragapult EX. As a lot of you know, if you've been playing the game, Dragapult has been a game changer with a new Budew, and apparently it's been a game changer in Japan with post-rotation. Before, this deck wasn't like a top tier deck, it was like a A tier at best, but with all this new format stuff and new ways to play it, it's become a deck that's really annoying to play against. So today we're going to talk about the deck list and how to play it and do some matches and see how I enjoy the deck. Maybe you will. This is really awesome because there's going to be a Dragapult EX Battle League deck box coming out. So a lot of these cards are going to be available for you to use anyways. So if you're thinking of getting into the game and you don't want to spend too much money, get that deck box. It's only like 25 to 30 bucks, I think, and it's going to have a lot of the stuff you need in there. And so let's just get started and talk about the cards we got in here. We're going to start off with the Pokemon. We have 22 Pokemon, 32 trainers, and 6 energies. And let's just dive right into it. First card we have on the list is Bloodmoon Ursaluna EX with the ability Season Skill. It has the ability where Bloodmoon does 240 damage, and for each prize card your opponent has taken, it costs 1 less energy to do its attack. So this is a really good late game card to use if your opponent's taken 4 prize cards, only going to cost you 1 energy. If they've taken 5 somehow, you don't need any energy at all. So it's a good way to clean up at the end of the game, and we're only going to use 1 of these in our deck. And then we have 4 Drakloak, so we're going to use a Dragapult line, and from what it seems, it's going to be a 4-4-3, but we're going to have Drakloak in here, and he's going to be our main draw engine, and we have 4 of those, with the ability Recon Directive, where you can look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You can put one of them in your hand, the other one at the bottom of your deck. So you kind of want to get like 1 Dragapult out, and then you're going to have 2 Drakloaks doing that deck card moving, or maybe 3 of them with 1 Dragapult out, and then just evolve the next one. But this is going to be your main way to get cards moving through your deck and into your hand. And again, we run 4 of those. And then we have Dusclops. It's a really thinned out Dusclops in this one. I think we're running 3 Dusknoir, 2 Dusclops, and then 1 Dusknoir. So we're going to use it for its Curse Blast ability. If you knock yourself out, you put 5 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon, which is really nice to have. And we have 2 of those in here. And then, yes, here are the Dragapult EXs. We have 3 of them in here. I thought it was just 2. But this is the main attacker you're going to use, and it's for the Phantom Dive attack, which does 200 damage. And then you put 6 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon. This is a really good way to spread damage and get those better knockouts later in the game. Sometimes you're able to take 2 to 4 prizes, maybe even all 6 prizes in one turn if you do it right. So we're going to carry 3 of those in there. And then we have the Dreepies, the baby of the line here. We're going to carry 4. It only has 70 HP that you can get out with your Buddy-Buddy Poffins, but we want to get these out as fast as possible and as consistently as possible, so we got 4 in there. And then we got, of course, 1 Fezandipiti EX for the Flip the Script ability. If someone knocks out your Pokemon during your next turn, you can draw 3 cards. Really nice to get the cards you need. And then we also carry 1 Budew. Some carry 2, but this one carries 1 for the Itchy Pollen attack. Does 10 damage, and your opponent cannot use any item cards their next turn. This is really nice to give you time to set up your Dragcloaks to evolve to Dragapult. Really good. Start off with this card. We're only going to carry 1. And then we have Hawlucha, which I didn't think we'd have, but we're using it for its ability Fighting or Flying Entry. When you play this card from your hand to your bench, you can put 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon, which is really nice to kind of get those numbers you need, especially if your opponent's Pokemon have 70 HP and you can't knock it out with the Dragapult. Play this card, you move them down to 60, get yourself that knockout. But you kind of want to use this one hastily. I wouldn't use it all the time because it's also an easy knockout, and it's only 1 of those in your deck. Then we have the Duskull, and see right here we carry 3 of those just to get our evolutions to get the Dusclops and then the Dusknoir. And then we have Dusknoir with the ability Curse Blast, and we only carry 1. When you knock yourself out, you deal 13 damage counters to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Kind of helps balance those numbers for those big Pokemon just to get those knockouts in for you. And then we carry 1 Tatsugiri for the ability to attract customers. If this Pokemon's in your active spot, you get to look at the top 6 cards and grab a supporter card you find there. Pretty useful, and only has 1 retreat cost, so we can kind of put like a rescue board on there to get it out for free. Really solid in the beginning of the game, especially if you don't have anything to search. And that's all the Pokemon, 22 of those. Then we're going to move on to the trainers here. We got 2 counter catchers. If your opponent's in the lead and has taken more prize cards than you can use this card and you can switch one of your opponent's Pokemon. That's kind of going to happen at the beginning of the game, especially when you just have all your Dreepies out. Your opponent's most likely going to knock one of those, so this is a good way to get out what you need and just start messing around with your opponent. Then we got 1 Night Stretcher. Put a Pokemon in basic energy from your discard pile into your hand. Get to choose one of those. We only carry 1 because we have so many of the Pokemon we need. This is just in case you have to discard something, or if they knocked it out, pull the Dragapult back or something like that. The Night Stretcher is a really good card. Then we have 1 Rescue Board, because a lot of the Pokemon you have here only have 1 retreat cost, or if they only have 30 HP, it is 0 retreat cost. This is a really solid one, again, with the Tatsugiri, or maybe the Bloodmoon Ursaluna if it's not knocked out, or the Fezandipiti. Good way just to put it up front and get what you need, and then take it back out. And then we have 2 Nest Balls. Search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon and put them on your bench. Kind of get the Fezandipiti or the Bloodmoon Ursaluna late game. If you don't use your Buddy-Buddy Poffins, you can also grab your Drakloak, your Dreepies, and stuff like that. And then we have Artizone. It's a stadium card. You can search your deck for a Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box and is basic. So a majority of your Pokemon here, besides the EX ones, are able to be searched for, and you can get those onto your bench as soon as possible. Another way just to streamline your deck. And we carry 2 of those in there. And then we have 4 Arvens. Search your deck for an item card and a Pokemon tool card to reveal them. Put them in your hand and shuffle your deck. So you can get your Rare Candies, you can get your Sparkling Crystal for your Dragapult EX, you can get your Rescue Board, your Evolution Machine, and you can get your Earthen Vessel and all your other items in there. Perfect for when you go second, get that card in, and we're carrying 4 just to make sure it's consistent. And then we have 2 Boss's Orders. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. Kind of got to use this to snipe anything you need, because you kind of deal that 200 damage and that 60 damage on spreading it out on other people's Pokemon, especially the Fezandipiti. And if you're able to knock out the active, next turn use that Boss's Order to knock out that Fez. Easy win. So we're going to carry 2 of those in here. And then we have 4 Ionos. So each player shuffles their hand and puts them at the bottom of the deck. If each player did so, they draw as many cards as they have prize cards. Good at the beginning of the game, good in the middle of the game, good at the end of the game. And I think we carry 4 just to make sure we have control of our opponent's hand and making sure they don't have time to react after we knock out some of their stuff. We're going to carry 4 of those. And then we have Technical Machine Evolution. Choose up to 2 of your bench Pokemon and search for the evolution line for those Pokemon. And we carry 2 of those, and this is a tool card, and it costs 1 energy. Kind of want to use this in the beginning of the game to get your Drakloaks out, or to evolve your Duskull into Dusclops or Dusknoir and get ahead of the game as fast as you can. And it's really good second turn going first because you don't have time to attack, and this only costs 1 energy. So we got 2 of those in there. Search it with the Arven. We have a Defiance Band. Again, in the beginning of the game, you're probably going to get a Pokemon knocked out, so Defiance Band's a really great way to bounce back, do that extra 30 damage to your opponent. So now Dragapult does 230. It's going to knock out a lot of different items that people put out there. A lot of Pokemon get knocked out. Teal Mask, Terapagos, Miraidon. Really solid card to have. Again, you can search that with Arven. We only carry 1. And then we have 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffins. Search for 2 basic Pokemon at 70 HP, so you can get your Dreepies out, you can get your Budew out. Just a lot of your baby Pokemon that you have in here to get your deck started. And we have 4 of those just to keep it consistent. Then we have 3 Ultra Balls. Discard 2 cards from your hand, and then you get to search for a Pokemon of your choice. So you get that Dragapult. Maybe at the end of the game, get the Bloodmoon Ursaluna, or you get the Fezandipiti to get your draw engine going. Really solid card. Everybody has it, and we have 3 of those in here. And then we have 1 Switch. This is probably the only deck that I've seen use a Switch lately. Switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. If you didn't get Budewed the previous turn, you can use this to put what you need up there. You only carry 1, and it's going to be a very situational card. And then we have 1 Sparkling Crystal, which is our A spec, and it allows your Terra Pokemon to attack with 1 less energy attached. So this is perfect for that Dragapult EX. You only need 1 energy on there instead of 2. So 200 damage plus that 60 damage that you're going to do on one of the bench Pokemon for 1 energy is a solid card. And that Sparkling Crystal makes that happen. And then we have 1 Rare Candy. I think the idea is here that because of Budew being so prevalent, you kind of want to just evolve into the Drakloaks, and the Rare Candy is going to be one of those situational things that's going to pop up. But this allows you to skip an evolution line to get to the stage 2. for the Dragapult EX or the Dusknoir. So one of those in there. And then we got one Earthen Vessel because our energies are not as needed as much because we only carry 6. So discard a card in your hand and attack and grab, sorry, not attach. Grab 2 basic energies from your deck and put them in your hand. It can be the same energy. Kind of just need us to fuel your next Dragapult EX while you're attacking with that first one, I feel like. But we only carry 1. And that's it for the trainers. And for the energy, we got 3 Psychic and 3 Fire energy. And that's all we need. So that's the deck list here, and I'll make sure to add it in the info below. So now let's try it out and see if we can get a win in this. Sorry for the background noise if you guys hear that. My girlfriend's taking a shower. That's right, you can get a girlfriend and play Pokemon. It's possible. She likes to listen to murder podcasts while I play games, so. Dun dun dun. Alright, let's see what we do here. Go heads. Thank you for being this far in the video if you are watching. I appreciate it. And this is a deck you kind of want to go first, I feel like. Just so you can get the evolution line turn 2. Unless you enjoy using the Budew, then go second. That's up to you. So, okay. Not a great start. So I'm going to do the Fezandipiti here. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're playing against a Gardevoir, which was second place at the Miyagi Championship, so we will see how this goes. I am going to Ultra Ball away a Fire Energy, and I think the Hawlucha. We can bring it back later if we really want to. So let's check what we got. We got the Budew, we got all our Drakloaks, we got 2 Dragapults. That's cool. I might do the... No, we don't need the Tatsugiri. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get my Dreepy out just to get it as soon as possible because we might run into the Rare Candy in this situation. And then I am going to attach this to my Fezandipiti and we're going to end our turn. And we're going to use Iono our next turn. And we might be able to pull the Sparkling Crystal and the Rare Candy. Hopefully. Not going to bank on it, but it's possible. What do you guys think about this deck list? Do you enjoy it? You going to try it out? Have you tried it? Have you been playing Dragapult? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so he's probably going to throw his Budew in there. And then we won't be able to use the Rare Candies. Yeah. It says, what is it, the Bravery Charm? Yeah. Okay. So if anything, we'll evolve into Drakloak. Hopefully. Okay, 10 damage, and we can't use any items. There's the Arven, that's crazy. That would have been perfect because we would have gotten the Rare Candy and the Sparkling Crystal. But here we go. We do need a Drakloak. What I'm going to do here is get the Artisan. We're going to take out our Budew just because I don't want him having it. And I'm going to take that away. Then I'm going to use the Drakloak ability. And I am going to grab this Drakloak. And then next turn we'll evolve it unless he Ionos me. But we're going to make sure he can't Rare Candy into his Gardevoir. Maybe we'll be able to Arven if we use a Drakloak. We'll Ultra Ball our Dragapult out, and then we're going to try to slide into an Arven here. Okay. Itchy Pollen. As expected here. Okay, another Iono. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get our other... We're going to do our Duskull. And then I think I am going to... Well, I can't Ultra Ball. That's right. So we're going to Recon Directive. That is useless. And then another recon directive. Also, both of these are useless because we can't evolve, but I need to use my Iono because I cannot allow him to get away with this. Okay. Nothing useful. That's a big bummer. I'm going to do this here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that Sparkling Crystal. Let's see what happens here. It's got the Kirlia. This is rough. Iono. Hopefully it's into the Dragapult. At least we got the crystal. He's gonna Drain Your Brain, knock out my Budew. And then I'm gonna Dragapult or Drakloak. So at least next turn we can definitely evolve. Well, not evolve. We can use the Fezandipiti ability. Chipollen. I'm really hoping we can get the Dragapult EX. Let's get that out here. Let's say we get the other Duskull. And I'm going to use Fezandipiti. Oof, that's rough, that's rough. So I think I'm going to evolve him. And then we're going to Recon Directive. I don't want any of that. And then we're going to Recon Directive again. That's what we wanted. Okay, so we're going to evolve the Dragapult. Bing. Attach the Fire Energy here. Sparkling Crystal. And we can't counter catcher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this to my Fezandipiti. I'm going to use Kurt's Blast. And I really think what I want to do here is knock out his Kirlia. And then we're going to Iono just to give him 4. Because he doesn't have a Fez, so I don't think he's going to be able to do his draws here. Let's go. And we're going to do Phantom Dive. And we're going to knock out the Kirlia here. $80, $90. And I honestly don't even want to give him the chance to move energy around. So if he can't put any damage counters anywhere, it's going to be so nuts if he pulls the Gardevoir with the Rare Candy. We got the Dusknoir. We'll see how that goes here. Maybe we'll hit another Iono. Oh, he got the Fez. That's nuts. Budew and the Squawk ability throw away. What's he going to choose? Another Kirlia. So that means he's not going to evolve, which is nice. Morty's Convention. What does that do? I forgot. Okay. So I'm going to draw 3 cards. Hopefully he doesn't hit the Rare Candy. Okay. Artizone. It's going to get the other... Who's he going to grab? Another Routes? Oh, wow. Who's he going to retreat into? Into the Monkey Dory. Oh, that makes sense. He's going to try to confuse me. That's rough. So I think what we're going to do here then is I'm going to Rare Candy into the Dusknoir. And then I am going to Nest Ball. I'm going to try to get everything out of here. We're going to do that fellow here. We're going to do Dreepy. And then I am going to add a Defiance Band. I'm going to Ultra Ball to get rid of my other stuff here. Let's go with the Drakloak, so we can evolve next turn. I'm just going to try to hit a switch. That's like my main goal here. Get Arven. Okay. Because did I throw away my switch? I think I did. I didn't. Excellent. And I don't have anything else, so I'm going to switch, throw the Fezandipiti in there, then come right back up. Let's do that. Boom. Do that. And then I am going to knock out his Kirlia. And he gave up. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so that's how the Dragapult works. And I think that was a really good match to showcase the ability it has, especially against the Gardevoir, which is a really annoying deck for anyone else to play against. But this Dragapult came on top. Maybe our opponent got a little unlucky. But what do you guys think? Do you like the way this deck plays? Are you guys going to try to play it? If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like and leave a comment. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Peace.